Good morning, baby. Oh, okay. Are you okay? Yeah? What's wrong? You feel sick? Let me see. My cheeks feel warm. See your forehead? I can't really measure how you're feeling with my hand. I think I'm gonna have to give you a smooch on the forehead. Yeah, yeah, I am. Oh yeah, you do feel warm, sweetie. I'm sorry. Is there anything I can do for you? Do you want me to get one of those washcloths for you? Yeah. Hey, sweetie, can you go get her a washcloth, please? Thank you. Yeah, they'll be right back, okay? Yeah, of course. Well, I know it's kind of loud because of, the outside. We won't be here for very long, my love. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, no, we're just taking this as a little trip. And then we'll go back home. I know, I think I'm getting a little sick, too. I think it might be from you. No, I know, sweetie. I'm sorry. I know you were out dancing in the rain last night. I like to dance in the rain too, but, you gotta be careful. Because if you're not careful, you can get sick. Yeah. So, thank you, love. Alright, let me see. Let me put this on your forehead. Is that feeling any better? A little bit? Okay. Let's get you up with your little blanket. You look so cute, baby. So cute. Okay, and now you're all scooched in. Is there anything I can do for you? Do you want a story? Do you want me to say it, or do you want me to say it? Okay. Yeah? Okay, baby. Yeah, get up here. It's all cuddling like a little family. What story do you want to hear? About us? Oh, okay. Let me think. Oh, I got one. Now, it might embarrass them, but I'm gonna tell you anyways. So cute. Okay, so when I was in college, I'm from one of the, hottest places. Yeah. Not, one of the hottest, but it feels like that. I'm from a really warm place. Well, I decided to go to college in a really cold place. And so, one day I was in college, I was walking uphill to my college, because, we've driven by there before when we visited. It's really, yeah. I know, I used to walk there every day. Because I was like, let's not get a parking pass for the school, let me get my steps in. And then winter came, and then I was not happy. Well, yeah, you saw the snow. It's up to my knees now. That's not saying a whole lot, Don't laugh. Okay, so back to my story. Well, one day I was walking up to school and I hear this honking. And I'm like, what is this? I had my earbuds in. I was just going to school. I was going to have a good day. And I hear this honking. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So I take out one of my headphones and I look over. And it's them. Yeah. And they're like, you need to get in this car. And I said, whoa. That's really creepy. I don't talk to strangers, so no. Right, because we don't talk to strangers. Good job. Well, anyways, they kept persisting, and they were like, it's about to be a blizzard. Now, it was snowing, yeah, but I was like, no, it's not. And they were like, yes, it is. You need to get in this car. And I was like, I don't want to get in a car with a stranger, but thank you, though, for offering. And I put my earbud in, and I just keep walking, and they're like yelling at me, and they're like, hey, no, like there's gonna be a blizzard really soon. You can see the snow piling up. You're getting covered. Why don't you just like get in the car with me? I promise you, I'll take you to the school. We'll chill. We'll be okay. And like we're almost at the school. It's just like the long parking lots. Yeah, so I probably about half a mile left. And I said, show me your school ID. And they showed me their school ID, and I said, I'm telling you, if anything happens, we're gonna fight. Like if you weren't being truthful, we are going to fight. Because I did not check the weather that day, so I was thinking, this person's just crazy. And they were like, okay, fine, we'll fight. And don't laugh. I was serious. I was very much gonna fight them. I was. We were in a tussle. Yeah. Yeah, like the tussling you see on TV, the wrestling. We were gonna do that. It was about to be like, about to show pro fighter moves, And, don't laugh, silly. You hurt yourself. You feel any better? Yeah? Okay, good. You're so sweet. What do we do to deserve you? The story. You're right. I'm sorry. Well, I get in the car, right? And I get in the passenger, and I have safety things, so I'm like grabbing everything, trying to get ready, like just in case I have to like fiend my attacker, who's now my like chauffeur. And I get in, and we're driving up, and we get in, we're driving up, and we get to like they're like, where do we gotta go? And I'm like, I gotta go to this building. And they're like, well, I gotta go to that building. So, and then I get a call from one of my roommates right as we're like discussing where we're gonna go, and she's like, where are you? You need to get back home or get somewhere safe. I don't want you walking out in this. And I said, well, I'm in this stranger's car. And she's freaking out, and I'm like, I know. And I'm like, what's your name? They tell me, their name, and she's like, oh, I know who that is. You'll be fine. And I'm like, okay, sure, I'll be fine, totally, because you know who this is, and I'm totally gonna trust your judgment. I was, not trusting their judgment fully, because they did bring home quite a few questionable dates. Yeah. Well, we end up going to the cafeteria, and we get in. We barely get in. The snow is so heavy. Like, I think you parked in, like, not a parking spot. I think, yeah, they just drove up into, like, the center, like, all those streets. Yeah, they drove up next to, like, the garden spot. And then, or, like, we went past the garden, and I was like, the garden is, like, covered in snow. The trees look so pretty. And they were like, you're not focusing. And I know my storytelling is not the best. But we go up, and they park right in front of, like, one of the side entrances to the cafeteria, and we get out, and we, like, book it, because the snow's getting really, really, really heavy. We book it, and this security guard is like, I can't let you in, like, and I'm like, dude, please, like, we're pleading, and the snow's getting heavier, and we can, like, kind of barely see. I think it was just a mini blizzard, but it still scared me, or maybe it was, like, a border blizzard. And the guy lets us in finally, and he's like, I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was that bad. And I was like, yeah, we could have died. What are you talking? He's like, you wouldn't have died. I would have let you in. And I was like, no, you wouldn't. And I was going off on this guy because I just got scared. I was like, I have a full life ahead of me. What are you talking about? And, your other parent lovely, like, put their hand on the back of my, like, neck, and I don't like people touching me, and I, like, turned around, and I swung, and I slapped them, and I didn't mean to, it was just a reflex, and I felt so bad. I was like, oh my goodness, and I kept profusely apologizing. I know, it seems so silly, but I was profusely apologizing, and I felt so bad, and the other parent was like, no, it's okay, I touched you, like, I get it, you're not a touch person, I've talked to your roommate before, and I was like, so you knew who I was? And they were like, yeah, and I was like, well, why didn't you say you know that? And they were like, Well, I was not worried about, like, getting to be like, hey, this is your, like, I'm your roommate's friend. I was more worried about getting you in the car. And I was like, I probably would have gotten it a lot sooner. And so, anyways, the security guard takes us to the center. And they're still serving food somehow, because they still have electricity. They have, like, generators and stuff. They're serving food. And, you know, they're asking me, the other parents asking me, okay, what do you need to, like, cool down? They have blankets, and so we get blankets. And we're all, like, we're freezing, you know, we're shaking, we're shivering, but we're sitting kind of close to each other. And they're like, okay, what do you want to eat? Because we had sat down and put our stuff down, but we were so cold we didn't want to get up and go eat something. We wanted to warm up first. Neither of us wanted to move. Neither of us. And I was adamant about not eating because I did not want to get up. And the other parent was like, what do you want to eat? What do you want to eat? And I said, I don't know, like, I don't want to get up, so I think I'm going to be fine, but I hadn't eaten that day. And, because, you know, it was morning. I don't eat before class. And I don't know you're supposed to, which is why you do, you know? Do it as I say, not as I do. And I just didn't want to, and I was like, no, I don't want to get up. And they were like, I will get up. Like, they were so stubborn about it. I was like, I will get up. What do you want? And I said, what's open? And they were like, oh my goodness, look around. But my glasses, I had them off. And I was like, I don't have my glasses on, so I can't really see. And they were like, oh my goodness, your roommate was so right about you. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, how do you know everything about me? They're like, your roommate. And I was like, my roommate doesn't talk that much about me. And they're like, yes, they do. And I'll get to another point in a minute. But so anyways, where I finally say, like, what I want. And I think what I wanted was, like, it's what they didn't have what I wanted there. And so I wanted a kolache. They didn't have that. So I suffered and said, can you get me a cinnamon roll and a hot chocolate and orange juice? And they said, that's multiple things. I said, I know, but you just asked, because I was, like, fumbling. And they said, okay, fine. And so they leave me, and I'm like, wait, no, don't leave. And they're like, well, you either have to come with me or stay there. And I said, oh, okay. And they were like, just stay there. And then they gave me their blanket. They were like, hug this to you so it gets warm. So I'll be, like, the blanket will be warmer when I get back. And I said, okay, ? And they come back, and they're, like, barely having hold on anything. And they trip a little bit, and the orange juice spills all over my cinnamon roll. And I get so sad. But they're like, no, I got one from you too, I'll switch it. And I was like, no, you've done too much. And so they're like fumbling, I'm fumbling, and so I have them sit down, and I take the blanket that I was huddling close to me. I open my arms, I take the blanket out, and I put it on them, and I, like, stand up, and I get into, like, mom mode, I guess, where I huddle them close, and I'm like, I feel so bad, I'm so sorry. And so I start feeding them their food, and they're like, stop, eat your food. I'm like, no, hush, just shut up, just let me. And so I'm feeding them their food. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Now I want you to know this. You know how sometimes you see me and I look up, yeah, and then I just freeze, yeah, I know you see it, and then I just, like, can't say anything. Well, it's because they're so pretty. I mean, look at them, and that's one of your parents. Like, that person is gorgeous. You should tell them. It's so sweet. You're so sweet. How you feeling, by the way? Better? Okay. Do you need anything? No? Oh, okay. You're getting a little sleepy. Okay, do you want me to stop? No? Oh, okay. I will continue going. And so, where was I? Goodness gracious. Oh, yeah. So I was feeding them, and I hadn't really looked up to see their face yet, because I was just so, like, discombobulated with what's going on. And I look up, and I see their face, and I drop the cinnamon roll that they had, like, on the plate really loudly, like, with the fork on, and it jangles, and I just, like, stand there looking at this person that I didn't know, that somehow knew my roommate, that, like, saved me from, like, a mini blizzard, and I am just gawking at them. Gawking, like, it's just, like, staring, just, like, in awe. And hey, no, I was. And so I'm, like, looking at this person, and I'm like, whoa. And they're, like, looking at me, and they're like, what are you looking at? And I was like, you are so pretty. And they were like, what? And I said, you are just so pretty, it should be unlawful And they said, what? What are you talking about, you crazy? And I said, I can't look at you anymore. And then my cheeks got really red, and I got super embarrassed because I just realized what I just did. And I just shoved the cinnamon roll to them, and I said, feed yourself. And then I I grabbed all my stuff, my cinnamon roll soaked in orange juice, and I just scooted so far away from them, and was slowly eating my cinnamon roll soaked, orange juice thing, and I was eating it, and I was just so sad, and I was taking some hot chocolate, and I was mortified because this person had just seen me embarrass myself so many different ways, and then I couldn't even get a sentence out after I told them that they're so pretty, it should be unlawful. And it's just they were we're eating, and I'm trying to be so casual, but it's not working, and I'm huddled in the corner, and they're hey, and I said, what? Super just, what? And they're you're cute too. And I said, oh, no. And I scooted farther away, and I just was you need to shut up, you can't talk to me anymore. And they were why? And I was because you're too pretty, I can't do it, I just can't. And they're laughing, and they stand up, because I'm probably 5 feet away now, probably 5, maybe 6 feet away now, and they just walk over, and they just sit right next to me, and they put their arm, they do the yawn in the movie thing, around my arm, and they're we're going on a date this Friday. And I said, what? No, we're not. You can't do that. You know, no, I'm my own person. You cannot just say we're going on a date. And then I said, you know what? Okay, fine. They were that did not take much convincing. And I said, you're really nice. You're really pretty. You risked your life for me. You got me food. You did all these things, and you want to go on a date with me? Fine. Just fine. But we're not gonna go see the movie. And they said, why? And I said, because I will just fumble the entire time. If my hand's on the armrest or your hand's on the armrest, I'm gonna think you want to hold it, but then I'm gonna think, no, you're not. And I was going in my overthinking spell, and literally they just grabbed my hand and they said, I want to hold your hand, so I'm going to. And then the lights went out, because I guess one of the generators broke or something. And it was just for 30 seconds, and I just went, no. And they just grabbed me in a hug, and they were we're just gonna stay here. And then we had to be there for a while, but the generators got back on after 30 seconds, and I was in this death hold. And the other parent was I'm not letting you go, because you're gonna freak out. And I said, okay, that's fair. I said, wait, how do you know that? And they're I just know. And I was okay. And then they put on the Polar Express. On a movie screen, because they felt bad for all of us being there. And we watched Polar Express and actually fell asleep. So then we woke up and went on our usual days, and then Friday rolled around, and that's a story for another time of your mom getting embarrassed. She's asleep. She's so cute. Yeah. No, she was dancing in the rain. I know, it reminds me of sometimes. Yeah. You really are so pretty, it's unlawful. You are. Say, how about we go watch the Polar Express and maybe, I don't know, see where that goes. Okay. Love you.